Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the NBA slate on Draftkings and Yahoo for Monday, June the 28th. We got Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals today, Clippers and Suns. Suns potentially having a chance to close out this series, to punch their ticket into the finals. As always, guys, we're going to talk through today's showdown slate, kind of break it down from top to bottom, hit on the entire player pool. Really anyone I expect to see minutes, we'll kind of talk about in this video. And yeah, before we do get started with the breakdown, as always, I would appreciate it if you would click that like button down below. If you are new to the channel here, be sure to click that subscribe button as well, and also hit the notification bell so that way you do get notified every time I upload, and you also do get notified every time I live stream. Now, I didn't live stream over the weekend, but I'll definitely be back today with a live stream, probably sometime around 6 o'clock Eastern. I'll be live on my YouTube channel, breaking down the slate, answering all your guys' questions. So if you do have any questions about tonight's slate, whether it's lineup-specific questions or just strategy in general, be sure to tune into the live stream because, as always, I can answer your questions in the live stream. And before we do get started with the breakdown, I do want to give a quick shout-out to PrizePicks. PrizePicks, they are the sponsor of this video, and they're the sponsor of my channel. We're going to be working a lot with PrizePicks moving forward, and I do have a pretty cool announcement today. PrizePicks actually has a new promo they're running for new users. If you guys do check out the screen right now, you'll see that PrizePicks they have a new promo. It's called the $1 Million promo. Basically, this is a something new that they're running for new users. So if you're someone that has not signed up for PrizePicks yet and you've always wanted to check them out, then this would be a really good time to sign up. New users who do sign up and make their first deposit, they will get a free entry into this $1 million contest that they're running. Basically, you can go on the site and kind of look at the details for yourself, but from my understanding, they have you have point totals for, I believe, 5 players. I don't know which 5 players it is, or how many players it is, but I think it's 5 players, and you have to pick the exact amount of points that they score. And if you go 5 for 5, if you get all 5 correct picks, you win $1 million. And I'm not bullshitting; like, it's actually legit. You can go on the site and look at it for yourself. If you have any questions about this, you can contact PrizePicks. But this is a cool promo that they're running. If you guys have wanted to check out PrizePicks and you have not yet, it would be a really good time to sign up. If you guys do sign up now, if you use my promo code NOAH, that will give you a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you will get an additional $100 to play with, and you also get a free entry into this $1 million promo. Now, if you're an existing user, if you already have an account on PrizePicks, I think you can still get an entry into this contest, but I'm not 100% sure. I think you have to refer a friend, but I'm not sure on that. So mainly this is kind of for new users. If you already have an account, you can still get an entry. You just have to do some things yourself. But for new users, if you have not yet checked out PrizePicks and you want to check them out, use promo code NOAH when you sign up and get a deposit bonus. You'll also get a free entry into this $1 million contest they're running. Like I said, I think it's 5 players you have to choose from. I'm pretty sure it's like just 5 of the top players. You pretty much guess the exact amount of points they score, and if you go 5 for 5, you win $1 million. So it's a pretty cool promo they're running. Obviously the odds are slim to none, but it's free. So why not? Why would you not try it? So yeah, guys, check out PrizePicks if you have not yet. Be sure to use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. And as always, throughout the video, we'll definitely talk about some picks I do like over on PrizePicks for today. Some of these over and unders. PrizePicks, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of a new DFS site. It's a different way to play DFS. You're not playing against other players. You're not building out a lineup. You're pretty much just you versus the projection. They have their projection, their fantasy projection for each player, and you pretty much predict whether you think they go over or under their fantasy projection. So we'll definitely talk about some picks I do like over on PrizePicks for today. But let's head over back to Draftkings and talk about this showdown slate. So we'll start off at the top of the player pool like we always do, guys, and then just kind of work our way down. We got Paul George at the top for 11,800. I've been saying it for pretty much every video so far that I've made for this series, and really just in the Utah series. Since Kawhi Leonard's gone down, Paul George has just been he's been as consistent as it gets. Now, he did have one bad game, which was, I believe, in Game 3 of this series against Phoenix, or Game 2 in this series. He only had 41 DK points, but, other than that, 55, 59, 55, 56, 71, 50, you're just getting such a high floor on Paul George right now. He's playing massive minutes. If today's game's close, which, it should be, we're going to get 40-plus minutes from Paul George. Obviously, this is an elimination game for the Clippers. They need to win this game to keep the series alive, so I expect Paul George to play as many minutes as he can. He shot the ball terribly last game, 25% from the field, 11% from 3, and he still had 55 DK points. The floor on Paul George right now is just through the roof. He's just getting all the usage without Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is still out, so Paul George, clearly a top play today. If I'm paying up at captain, he's my favorite guy at the top by far. Now, Devin Booker, he's tough to feel great about right now just because he's been so bad lately. Last 3 games, 29, 29, and 29 DraftKings points. He has definitely bottomed out these last few games. Not been playing that well, but not been shooting the ball well either. Seems like Patrick Beverley's been giving him some troubles. Patrick Beverley, not saying he's going to shut down Devin Booker, but he's done a pretty good job so far. He's definitely been making Booker struggle. Now, could Booker turn it on at any moment? He absolutely could. But with him being 11K, with him being so closely priced to Paul George, I just don't see any way I can pay this price tag for Devin Booker when I can just get Paul George for a little bit more. Now, could you play Paul George and Booker together? You could, obviously, but I don't think that's a really optimal strategy. I think if I'm paying up today for one of these top guys, it's going to be Paul George for me. Now, Chris Paul, I don't mind just because Chris Paul has been really good. Since he came back from the COVID protocol, since that COVID thing happened with him, he's played 2 games, not really been limited at all, 39, 38 minutes. Obviously, last game he wasn't great, only had 33 DK points, but it was another pretty poor shooting game from Chris Paul. Only shot 27% from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Once we get one of these games where Chris Paul shoots 40, 50% from the field, he's going to go for 50 DK points because we know the assists are going to be there. He's going to get probably close to double-digit assists, if not more than that. He can grab a few rebounds as well. He usually always gets at least 1 or 2 steals. Chris Paul right now is still a guy with massive upside. I like him at 10,600. I know it's weird to say, but I think I actually do prefer him over Devin Booker. I just feel better with Chris Paul right now. He's just been better than Devin Booker has. Could Devin Booker have a good game at any moment? Could he have a good game tonight? I wouldn't be surprised, but between the two, I think I do give the slight edge to Chris Paul. Now, DeAndre Ayton, the next guy we'll talk about, I've kind of been off of DeAndre Ayton in this series, and it's burned me because he's been really good. Especially last game, he just had a massive game. You pretty much had to have Ayton last slate if you wanted to win in Showdown. He played 41 minutes, had 61 DraftKings points, 19 points, 22 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks, and a steal. Just an all-around massive game from Ayton. So far in the series, he's had 2 really good games and then 2 pretty bad games. 33 and then 48, and then he had 35 and then 61. So, I don't want to look too much at trends, but if you look at the trend, it's been bad game, good game, bad game, good game. Do we get a bad game from Ayton today? Maybe, but I really like Ayton on this slate. Gonna get probably 35 to 40 minutes. He's been super dominant. He's shown a lot of upside. And normally Ayton is not a guy that I, really consider a high upside option. But with how much he's rebounding lately, with just how much he's getting fed around the basket, he's getting putbacks. They just can't stop Ayton on the boards right now. He had 22 rebounds last game. I'm pretty sure a lot of those were offensive rebounds as well. So I definitely like DeAndre Ayton at 9,200. He does still feel a little bit too cheap, especially with how well he's played lately. I think him and Paul George are kind of my favorite pay-up options. If you consider Ayton a pay-up option, I do like him quite a bit. Now, Reggie Jackson, 8,600, have some interest in him as well. He's been pretty consistent so far, still getting massive minutes without Kawhi Leonard. Kind of been the number 2 on offense. He's been their kind of go-to scorer behind Paul George. Last game, he kind of had a bad shooting game, still was solid. Obviously 28 DraftKings points is not great, but terrible shooting game from Reggie Jackson. He still scored 28 DK points. This is kind of the same with the Chris Paul situation. If Reggie Jackson just shoots 45% from the field last game, he probably goes for 35, 40 DK points. So I definitely still like Reggie Jackson here. The minutes are going to be there. The usage should continue to be there without Kawhi Leonard. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for Reggie Jackson to score. Definitely have interest in him at 8,600. Now, Mikal Bridges, you never know what you're getting from Mikal Bridges. The one thing we do know is that the minutes are going to be there, and that's been pretty consistent so far in the series. Now, I believe game 4 he did get into some very early foul trouble. That was one of the reasons he only played 26 minutes, but most nights you're going to get 35, 36 minutes from Mikal Bridges. He played 39 last game. Again, not a guy that really has a ton of upside. Rarely do we see Mikal Bridges put up more than 30-ish DK points, but the minutes are going to be there, which does make him a viable option at 7,600. Same could pretty much be said for Jay Crowder at 7K. Between Crowder or Bridges, I'd rather play Bridges just because Bridges has been way more consistent lately. But Crowder, another guy that's going to play 30-plus minutes, doesn't do much except shoot threes and get rebounds. But, you could get one of those games where Jay Crowder knocks down 4 or 5 threes. He could get 7 or 8 rebounds and finish with 25, 30 DK points. He's fine at 7K. I prefer Bridges. I prefer Zubac as well. Zubac, I think, is still too cheap in my opinion. Now, Zubac's been way too cheap for the last few slates. Last slate, he was 4,200, which was just that was just a laughable price tag for Zubac. Again, he had a really good game. Scored 34 DK points, played 40 minutes. they've been getting Zubac big minutes right now. He's pretty much been matching Ayton's minutes. Like, really, whenever Ayton's on the floor, Zubac is on the floor. So I think we're going to get 35, close to 40 minutes from Zubac today. We know Zubac has upside. He's shown that the last 3 games. When he's getting 30-plus minutes, he can easily go for 30-plus DraftKings points. He's a point-per-minute player. He's still pretty affordable at 6,800. Definitely like him a lot in this mid-range at 6,800. He really stands out to me. Now, Cameron Payne, I'm pretty much off of right now. With Chris Paul back, Cameron Payne's probably not going to play more than 15 to 20 minutes. You really need him to, at 6,200, he really needs to have a good game in limited minutes to pay off this price tag. It doesn't make much sense to play Cameron Payne. I think the only way he gets there is just Chris Paul maybe gets in foul trouble or something. Other than that, Cameron Payne is definitely overpriced right now. Tough to go to him at 6,200. Terrence Mann, last game moved back to the bench, but he still got pretty good minutes. He played 33 minutes. They did decide to start Marcus Morris over him. I have no idea if they do that again. It seems like the Clippers are just changing up their starting lineup every game at this point. Assuming that Mann comes off the bench again, my best guess is he probably plays like 25, 26 minutes. He obviously could play more than that. With him coming off the bench now, it makes him a little bit more risky, but at 5,800, he's still viable. Especially it was good to see him get 33 minutes last game, even coming off the bench. I'm not confident that he gets 33 minutes again, but at 5,800, he's still an option. I just don't feel great about him at that price tag. Batum at 5K, really tough to roster right now. Last 3 games, basically since they put him back on the bench, now that Zubac has been starting over Batum, that's just really hurt Batum's minutes. 16, 15, and 16 minutes. At this point, there's nothing that makes me feel good that he only plays 14, 15 minutes. Like, I don't see any reason why they're going to play him more than that right now, especially if they're going to keep giving Zubac, 35, 40 minutes. It's just there's not enough time for Batum to get on the floor because they already have Marcus Morris, who they're going to give solid minutes to. They have Mann, who they've been getting minutes to lately. I'm guessing we're getting 15, 16 minutes from Batum. Could he play more? I guess he could, but at 5K, I don't really have any interest in Nicholas Batum. Now, Marcus Morris at 4,400 I think is pretty appealing. Now, last game he did move into the starting lineup. He only played 22 minutes, which was kind of weird. Like, you would think with him moving back in the starting lineup, that would pretty much signal that he was fully healthy and ready to play his big minutes. But, he only played 22 minutes. I don't know if this is something that continues, though. Like, I feel like at some point, Marcus Morris is going to get back to playing 30-plus minutes. Like, during the Utah series, when Kawhi was out, he was getting pretty big minutes, 35, 40, 37 now. Pretty much since he's gotten that little knee injury, things have really been bad for Morris. Like, it doesn't seem like he's kind of healthy right now. We've kind of seen, though, like in the Atlanta-Milwaukee series, Bogdanovich, he's kind of been dealing with an injury as well, but he's slowly been starting to see his minutes increase. I think that's probably going to be the case with Morris. Like, I don't think Morris just plays 20 minutes the rest of this series. I think at some point he's going to see those minutes increase, especially on one of these games he's going to start knocking down shots, and he's going to have a good game, and then he's going to play 30-plus minutes. Could it be today? It could. I think at 4,400, with how cheap he is, I do like Marcus Morris a good amount for value. He's definitely someone I'm looking to as a value play. And switching back over to PrizePicks, if you guys do want to take the over on Marcus Morris, I'm kind of cool with that. I mean, his projection on PrizePicks right now is 17 fantasy points. I think that looks pretty solid. I mean, if he does start again, my best guess is we do get like 25, close to 30 minutes from Marcus Morris. He hasn't gone over 17 fantasy points only once in his last 5 games, but you got to think he's been dealing with this injury. Now, is he fully healthy today? I guess we don't really know, but I think the minutes are going to increase for Morris at some point. It could definitely happen today. 17 fantasy points is a pretty low projection for him, so I do like the over there, especially if we feel good that he plays around 30 minutes. He's very likely to go over that projection, and if he starts again, I think we do get close to 30 minutes from Marcus Morris. So I did want to mention him on PrizePicks. We will talk about a few more picks I do like over on PrizePicks for today. But switching back to DK, you got Cam Johnson at 4K. Cam Johnson kind of been a guy that I've been fading lately. Probably going to be off of him once again. He only played 17 minutes last game. I think the minutes for Cam Johnson, most nights are going to be like in the low 20s, maybe high teens, so like 18 to 22 minutes. He played 30 that one game, game 3, but again, I think that was the game that Mikal Bridges got into some early foul trouble. I think we get 18 to 24 minutes from Cameron Johnson, somewhere in there. This is already not someone that has much upside. For him to really hit his ceiling, he's going to have to knock down like a couple threes. He's going to have to shoot the ball really well because he doesn't do much outside of that. I mean, he'll grab some rebounds, but the upside for Cameron Johnson is just really not that high, and especially when he's only going to get a max of probably 23, 24 minutes. I don't think there's really any reason to go to him. But I do like Patrick Beverley for value. I've kind of been on Patrick Beverley lately. The minutes were there last game. He wasn't productive. I mean, he only had 10 DraftKings points, but this is what we want to see. 34 minutes, 27 minutes, 26 minutes. The minutes have been there pretty much ever since they moved him into the starting lineup. Patrick Beverley's been getting pretty good minutes. He's been really good defensively on Devin Booker. I think one of the reasons Booker's been struggling lately is because Patrick Beverley's been doing a good job just making life trouble for him. I think we're going to keep seeing these big minutes for Beverley, and at 3,200, again, he's not someone that has massive upside, but it's hard to find guys this cheap that are going to probably play close to 30 minutes, if not more than 30 minutes, which I think is what we do get from Beverley today. And switching back over to PrizePicks, do want to hit on a pick I do like for Beverley. If you go to the single stat, they do have something listed for Beverley that I like quite a bit today. His three-pointer attempt, right now, it's currently only at 0.5. And if you look at his three-point attempts so far, he's been taking multiple threes per game. Now, last game, obviously, he went 0 for 1, but 1 attempt, 6 attempts, 4 attempts, 1 attempt, 4 attempts, 3 attempts. Ever since they moved him in the starting lineup and he's been getting 20-plus minutes, he's out there, he can shoot threes. Beverly's one of these guys, when he gets an open look at a three-pointer, he's usually going to take it. And if you look at PrizePicks at their I don't know why it's not working right now. I might need to refresh. I'm going to refresh real quick. But if you do look at PrizePicks at their single stat, they do have Beverley listed as, or for his three-point attempt, his three-point prop, they have it at 0.5. So I definitely like the over on that. You can get, pretty much as long as he hits one three-pointer, you're going to win that prop. And you look at his last, 4 or 5 games, he made 3 threes. He made 2. He made 2. I mean, could he shoot 0 for 3 from 3? He absolutely could, but I'm willing to bet just given the amount of attempts that he's getting, he's one of these guys, when he's going to play 30 minutes, he's probably going to get at least a few open looks at a three-pointer. Most of the time, if he has an open look, he's probably going to take it. He's an efficient enough three-point shooter that he probably is going to make at least one of those 2 or 3 three-pointers that he does make. So I do like that over on PrizePick. I don't know why it's not loading right now. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, if you look at their single stat, they do have Beverley listed as for a 0.5 made threes. I like the over on that one. That's another pick that I do like over on PrizePicks for today. But lastly, talking about these few guys left, I mean, Luke Kennard, 2,800, is a viable punt option. He probably plays 15 to 20 minutes. You never know what you're going to get from Luke Kennard, but he's consistently been in the rotation lately. I feel confident that he plays at least 12 or 14 minutes. Could you go there? You could, but don't feel great about Kennard. Now, Rondo, I've been on for value lately, but he did not play last game. He got a DNP. I don't have any confidence that Rondo plays today. He could play, I guess, but with him getting a DNP last game, that probably just takes me off of him for today. And then the rest of these guys, I don't really have any confidence in. I mean, could Abdel Nader get some minutes? I mean, possibly. He did play last game. He played 5 minutes. So I guess if you wanted to play a 1K Abdel Nader, you could. But once you get past Luke Kennard, pretty much the rest of these guys, I mean, there's no confidence in any of them. Now, Sarge will maybe get 10 to 15 minutes at the backup center, depending on how many minutes Ayton plays. If Ayton plays 40 minutes, that probably means that Sarge is only going to play 8 minutes. But if Ayton only plays 36 minutes, then you probably get 12 minutes from Dario Sarge. I guess you could take a shot on Dario Sarge at $1,800 and just hope that he gets 12 minutes and scores 15 DraftKings points in that time. But he's not really someone that I feel too great about. I think if I'm looking for value plays today, I'm looking to guys like Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverley, Terrence Mann, I don't mind either, but definitely 5K and below. Morris and Beverley are my 2 favorite options this cheap. Again, we talked about the Morris over on PrizePicks. His projection on PrizePicks right now is currently 17 fantasy points, so I do like that over quite a bit. Then the Patrick Beverley one we mentioned, I don't know why PrizePicks isn't loading right now, but if you want to take those picks, guys, you can check out PrizePicks for yourself. I do like the over on Marcus Morris's fantasy points. I like the over on 0.5 made threes for Patrick Beverley. But I think that kind of does it for the player pool. We pretty much broke everything down, talked about all the playable options, all the guys I have interest in for today. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I do appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy, as always, guys, be sure to click that like button down below. Click that subscribe button as well, and also hit the notification bell, so that way you do get notified every time I upload, and you also do get notified every time I live stream. Now, again, I did not stream over the weekend. I normally don't stream on the weekends, but I'll definitely be live this afternoon, Monday afternoon, probably sometime around 6 Eastern. I'll be live on my YouTube channel, breaking down the slate, answering all your guys' questions. If you have any questions about tonight's slate, be sure to tune into the live stream, and I can answer them there. But yeah, guys, best of luck on this slate. Lastly, check out PrizePicks if you have not yet. Be sure to use that promo code Noah. When you do sign up, you'll get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. So if you guys do want to check out PrizePicks, again, you can check the link in the description. You can check out this new promo they're running. As you can see on the screen, their $1 million promo. It's for new users. You sign up, you make a deposit, they will give you a free entry into this $1 million contest. You go 5 for 5, you guess five correct point totals for each player, you win $1 million. It's easy as that, man. You can check it out on the site. If you have any questions about it, you ask PrizePicks for yourself. But yeah, we talked about some picks I like. I got PrizePicks to load back up here. I like the overall Marcus Morris, as we mentioned, and then looking at the three-pointers made for Patrick Beverley, 0.5 three-pointers made. I like the over on that one as well. Those are kind of two early picks that I do like on PrizePicks for today. But yeah, guys, if you want to check them out, link down below in the description, or just be sure to use promo code Noah when you do sign up, and you will get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. But that does it for today's slate, guys. I think we broke down everything. We've talked enough, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.